When we celebrate the birth of the new year, which we might still be doing in these early days of January, of course, we celebrate the rebirth of time. That's how Richard Rohr, R-O-H-R, starts a reflection that he offered today in a daily devotion that he sends along. Celebrating the rebirth of time. And so he's been talking, and we'll be talking this week about this, what he calls an unveiling, sort of pulling the curtain back on things to see things as they really are. He quotes Paul in his letter to the church in Corinth, who says, "For now we see through a glass, dimly, but then we shall see face to face. Now I know in part, but then I shall know fully, even as I'm fully known." It's a little passage that's tucked into what's called the love passage that's in 1 Corinthians 13. You know, that we see through a glass dimly, but then we shall see face to face. And there will be a time when we are fully known. Because there's this process of unveiling or over time seeing things more clearly, seeing things for what they are. So he goes on to talk about contemplation, this form of prayer, where things can fall aside and we can get beneath what he calls polished and the busyness of our minds, so that we can sink or settle down to a more still place. And from that place, that we can see things as they truly are. It's a lifelong process, a process of settling down. I mean, it's a process of a moment, of course, right? And then it's also a lifelong journey to try to be open to the present moment. You know, which, since it's a theme that I come back to so often, I know that it's one that is my life's work. You know, of not thinking or worrying about what's to come or what was, but to encounter God in this time, this place. For so many people have said, if we can't encounter God in the right now, then we can't encounter God anywhere. So I'll invite us into a little meditation with the hope that in this moment, not some other distant moment, but this moment, we might experience God even in the ringing of a bell. And we could again continue by focusing on our breath. Just these moments. Present moments. And then if our thoughts, the busyness of our mind, is the surface of the water, we could just imagine sinking little by little to a still place beneath the surface. For some, having a word to anchor can be helpful. So if you want to choose a word for today's meditation, it can be any word. But it's a word that when your mind starts to wander, you can come back to the word. It could be centering for you. you could push pause and spend as long as you are able in silence, just simply returning to the word anytime your mind wanders or gets to the turbulence of the surface again. For it's in this moment and only in this moment that we experience God, that we begin to see more clearly. Blessings on your day in these times of COVID, the 4th day of January.